So now let's look at carboxylic acids, which have this COOH group somewhere in the molecule. So we can have some other portion of the molecule here, and I want to focus on this carboxylic acid group, which has a hydrogen on here at the end of it, which gives us the potential to act as an acid. So let's compare our carboxylic acid here on the left versus a very similar molecule that is not considered to be a carboxylic acid because it doesn't have this double bonded oxygen to it. Here we have a Ka equal to 1.8 times 10 to the minus 5, where the Ka for this particular molecule is 1.3 times 10 to the minus 14. So the question we want to ask ourselves is, why do we see such dramatic difference in acid strength? So over here, our oxygen is going to pull the electron density away from the hydrogen, making the hydrogen easier to remove. If the H plus is easier to remove, this makes this more acidic. Okay, so the fact that we have this oxygen right here, which has a very high electronegativity, it kind of pulls this electron density over towards it, and then this OH bond becomes weaker. Over here, on the right-hand side, we have a hydrogen here and a hydrogen here, which are not going to be as electronegative as the oxygen. So this OH bond right here is going to be fairly strong. So therefore, we're not going to see as strong of an acidity. We can see the same type of observation when we look at these. Let's compare 3 different carboxylic acids. So we have our C double bond O, OH here. We have a carbon, and to that we have 1 chlorine and 2 hydrogens. We're going to compare that to this second molecule, which has 2 chlorines on it with a hydrogen. And then we're going to compare this to a third carboxylic acid, which has 3 Cl's attached and no hydrogens. So if we were going to compare acid strength here, molecule number 3 is going to be more acidic than molecule number 2, which is going to be more acidic than molecule number 1. And this is due to the same polarity type comparisons that we had before. Here the chlorine is very, very electronegative, so it's going to pull the electron density towards it. Okay? In the second molecule, we have 2 chlorines to pull the electron density. And in the third molecule, we have 3 chlorines pulling away electron density. So here, we're going to pull electron density the strongest. And again, by pulling the electron density away from the OH bond, that means that this OH bond is going to be the weakest, and therefore it's going to be the stronger acid of the 3 in comparison. Okay, so when we look at carboxylic acids, we need to look at how the electron density is being pulled away from that OH bond. And these can be manipulated in a variety of different ways, especially when we start putting the halogens connected to adjacent carbons in the particular carboxylic acid.